What up, everybody? I'm excited to do this update video about my baby Hope. As you all might have been following, our new little one has had heart surgery, and we went through the whole procedure and everything. And we had a video that we kind of highlighted what we're going to be going through as a family, as well as talking about what she's going to be going through, and asking for prayers and just support. And so, first and foremost, we just want to say thank you. So, I mean, if you want to say thank you as well, baby, you can. But just thank you for your prayers, thank you for your help. Is there anything specifically that you felt supported by or anything?
Yeah, just thank you everyone for your prayers and any donations or comments and just keeping up with Hope and our journey with her has meant a lot to us.
Yeah, I mean, to be frankly honest with you, we were not expecting the type of support we got. It was more than what we expected. We were really putting a video out there so that everybody can have knowledge of this, but also know why we weren't going to be having 8 minute videos coming like we normally do. But we really did receive a lot of support from everyone, and we just really appreciate that. So thank you. So now I want to go ahead and kind of cover like what happened. All right, so you guys have a kind of full rundown. Tell them, Hope. You have a full rundown of what actually happened. So we basically, in a nutshell, we went and we had a meeting with the surgeon, telling us about what they were going to have to do. And basically, she had 3 holes in her heart, and so they were going to have to basically close the big one and then build 2 valves that's necessary for her right and her left ventricles. And so it was going to be a pretty extensive surgery, but we had an awesome surgeon, and he said that he does about 20 of these. Someone's feeling good. I think he does about 20 of these a year or something like that. Um, and so how long do you think the surgery was? I don't remember how long it was.
Just the surgery part was
Yeah.
probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was like 7 a.m. to about what 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we finally got to see her.
Right. Right.
But total like surgery time in there was like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah. So basically, she had 2 hours where she had no blood flow to her heart. So this was kind of the biggest deal or issue, which I question surgeon about, considering what we do with 8 minutes, talking about different disease models, disease models, and stuff like that. So I question kind of heavily on if she's going to be having any kind of residual damaging effects or anything like that. And he assured me she wouldn't. Typically, it's a very low percentage for that. So, so that's kind of what happened. I think what I want to cover next is that how basically how I think hydrogen played a role in her recovery. So we have a really cool testimony to share. Um, Hope was on hydrogen infused breast milk um, and formula prior to surgery, as well as she did hydrogen inhalation prior to surgery. And the surgeon basically came back and said basically it was one of the most phenomenal cases he's ever had, basically, for the procedure, and said some things that are pretty standard. So said typically they have to basically potentially pace the heart. So basically there's 2 little pace wires they place behind the heart to ensure when they start the heart back up again, they give the heart a little support, obviously, is without blood and not pumping for 2 hours. And not pumping for 2 hours. And so they did not have to pace her heart. Her heart came back and didn't have needed any extra support, as well as sometimes they can need a little extra what is it, blood. Some extra blood. She didn't need any extra blood, and
sometimes they use their own
Yes, their own
blood,
blood.
and that's like normal. They normally use
Hmm.
some of their own blood to back in. And sometimes if that's not enough, they need a transfusion. That's pretty
Yeah.
typical for babies of her size, but she didn't need anything.
No, she didn't need any extra blood, nor did she have a lot of bleeding.
Yeah.
So this is some things that the surgeon was like, she had an awesome surgery, and we really believe that molecular hydrogen played a significant role when it comes to her surgery and post op. And this is tied to a lot of stuff we've already shared on Asian Minutes about how hydrogen can help with, you know, cardiomyocytes, and basically heart cells and their function, as well as improving the contraction of the heart or the ventricles of the heart. There's just a lot of different studies that we see that hydrogen has really cool therapeutic potential for the heart itself. We might actually need to do a video on that one day, which is hydrogen's benefits for the heart, considering it's helped our baby so well. But so that's basically how we feel like hydrogen played a significant role. And then she also was on hydrogen inhalation after the procedure, and she recovered like nobody's business.
Yes.
I don't think she skipped a beat.
No, not really.
Like, she basically was rolling and doing everything else. So where are we now? Baby, you want to kind of fill them in on where we are right now with Hope and how she's doing, and what's kind of the outlook of everything for right now?
Well, I think, what are we, 8 weeks out?
Yeah, 8 weeks from surgery, I
9 weeks?
Almost, yeah. I think it's almost. I think we're in the 9 weeks. I think we're in the 9 weeks
since her surgery. We just had her 2-month follow-up, and had an echo, an EKG, and everything is looking great. We were able to push back or spread out our appointments to 2 months. So that's a good thing. She doesn't need as much monitoring. She had some fluid, a little bit of residual fluid on her lungs after surgery, and that all has gone away now. So she's completely off of all of her meds, all of the diuretics that she was on pre-surgery. So that's nice. We don't have to do that every day. Also, other than like the required, I think ibuprofen, like 3 days after we got out of the hospital, she hasn't needed any pain medicine.
No.
The entire, like, ever since we got out. She hasn't showed any signs of pain. Her incision is healing very nicely.
Phenomenal. Just went to the cardiologist yesterday, and she was like, her incision is awesome. So
that healed really well. She's really strong, working on crawling, starting to eat a lot of different food, and rolling all over the place. She was rolling in the hospital bed.
Yeah, rolling like what, 2 days after surgery?
Sitting up and smiling. We can put some pictures up of her right after surgery. She just really snapped into it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And she is a mover, and she's busy.
She is very busy, as y'all can see right now, trying to fix her headband, and she's like
always doing something.
Daddy, what you doing? What you doing, player? What you doing, player?
Oh.
Can you go, mommy? Maybe she can give him a smile. Anyway, so that's basically it. I think you already let them know that she's basically now only seeing the cardiologist every 2 months.
Yeah.
And all that. And so, yeah, so basically this is the update for Hope. Once again, thank you all for your prayers and your help, your support. the resources that you guys have shared. It all played a significant role for us to be able to really be there and be present with her and be able to take care of our boys. And also allow us to come back to doing extra minutes without really missing a beat. Is what I was to say, without missing too many beats. And so other than that, I think the only thing I also have to share is our hope is to do our hope. Our hope is to do in the future a video on how hydrogen can help with Down syndrome. What's the evidence there? Considering what that diagnosis means for her biology. So and I think she's going to set the standard for what it looks like, because as far as I know, she might be the only baby in the world, Down syndrome in the baby in the world that I know of, that is on hydrogen therapy. So, and she is doing phenomenal. So everyone, thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. You guys catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye. Bye.